Hi Virgos! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year to everybody! These are your December 2018 monthly readings. I'm going to be doing the No Show and Grow. I've done these before. Every month I do it kind of differently. I'm on the go here. It's a very busy month. I don't know if I'm going to get them all out on time. I'm out of town right now. If you see my hair just blowing around, it's because I got a fan on me in the hotel. My birthday's on the 11th, so I'm going away for the weekend for my birthday ski trip. So I might not be able to get them all done, basically what I'm saying. I should be more organized and things should be on time. Finally, it's been like 4 years of me trying to get things, at least with the YouTube videos that I do, because I do have that Virgo energy. I get really stressed out when I can't get things done on time. Things don't go to plan. I should be more organized in February, so say March. I'm moving and changing jobs and stuff like that, so it's just slow progress. So your first card is I am limitless. Okay, it's highly spiritual. This is what you need to know. All right, there's no such thing as limits right now for you guys. The only limits that you have are the ones that you put on yourself. Okay, so if you think something's not possible, it's only not possible because you're putting that limit on yourself. So you need to know that you are limitless. Okay, so you also need to know that you're going to get information from spirit and you're spiritually protected. So not to worry. Okay, so don't worry about things. Okay, what you need to show is you got I am me. Okay, so this is being 100% authentically who you are and respecting that. Okay, don't try to be like anybody else, just be you. When you try to be like somebody else, or if you're concerned about how people are going to perceive you, what they think about what you say, how you act, how you look, all of that stuff is going to make you run into problems. Okay, with the yellow here, I got a very Leo energy, so it's own who you are and respect it. Okay, be unapologetically you. Okay, you need to show that. Life's, life's very boring when everybody's alike. Okay, we're all unique, and we're made to be unique. Okay, and then the card that you got for what you need to grow is I am motivated. All right, so these dark, dingy thoughts that you have about limits and your worries and your concerns and things like that, they're limiting you. They're keeping you unmotivated. Okay, so any changes you want to make, they're completely possible. You have to make them. You got to get motivated. All right, you got to put the work and effort in. Okay, nothing's just going to happen because you want it to happen. There has to be action taken behind it. All right. So what are the actions that you're taking to progress forward and to make these things happen? You want to move? Well, then that's possible. You got to take the movement. Sometimes the answer is in the question. All right. So I am motivated. What do you got to do? You got to move. All right. You gotta move. You gotta take action. You gotta make the changes. Okay. You gotta hold yourself accountable. Like no pointing the finger. Just focus on yourself and break through the barriers that you're placing on yourself. All right. I think I can get like 9 of these videos done today. I always I feel horrible when I do that because then people are left out. But I only have so much energy and I gotta conserve it. I get really drained when I do these readings. You have the Death card, transformation. Okay, so the Scorpio full moon could have been highly important to you guys. Okay, so, but what I'm getting with the I am limitless and the Death card, it's, I mean, I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer or Negative Nancy or, it's, the only limits that are placed upon you are the ones putting on yourself. So if you are like, I don't want to be, it's like, okay, I'm going to be a realist. Okay, any problems that are occurring, you can't be pointing your finger at other people that they're the cause of it. You got to take responsibility. You got to make the changes necessary. Okay, like people can yes, put things on your path to make it more difficult or harder, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible and you can't make things happen. It's you want change. Change is created through action, and personal responsibility has to be taken place in order to make that change occur, right? So there has to be an end to the old way of doing. You have the Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity coming your way. All right, it's for growth. It's a new seed being planted. What you need to show is you're not afraid to take opportunities. You're not afraid to change, make material changes. And I say material because Pentacles deal with the material realm. So it's like if you want to lose weight, well, then you have to take the changes, steps in, to plant the healthy seeds to make that happen. You want to worry less, then you have to teach yourself how to worry less, okay? Whether that's going to seek help, talking to a counselor, like maybe you need to go get a personal trainer because you need the support system there, okay? You got to recognize your faults and then adjust them to that, okay? To your needs. You got to realize what you need. There is an ending here, though, to a new beginning in order for the new beginning to start. Okay, but it starts with a level of awareness for you guys, is what I'm getting. You need to grow being motivated. So, setting goals and reaching those goals, you need to take the steps to get there. Make the changes necessary to get there. And then you have the Eight of Wands. That is Sag and Mercury. I know that because I have that placement. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. With the Eight of Wands, okay, yes, it's known as Cupid's arrows. It's positive, it's optimistic, a lot of opportunities, it's a lot of messages coming at you, it's traveling. So if you want to travel, well, you got to get motivated. You got to make that happen. You got to schedule out the time for it. And you got to start saving for it. You got to make it possible. All right. It comes down to you, though, right? Sag is a action-oriented sign, all right? They don't give two issues about how other people, if people try to stop them, it just gives them motivation to keep going, all right? Like, it doesn't stunt their growth, all right? They, like, Sages, let people's problems and issues be theirs. They're there to support them and stuff, but they're not going to take them on as their own, all right? But the honesty with the Eight of Wands is, okay, it's like it's if you've ever seen that movie Up, it's a cartoon movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Great movie. It's about you ever in the movie Up, there's this dog that walks around and the dog gets distracted. It's very Sag Mercury energy, okay? The dog gets distracted whenever somebody yells out squirrel. Okay, so this card is, I call it like squirrel. All right, you're gonna have some squirrel moments, which is like, in the movie Up, when somebody yells out squirrel, the dog is like, what, and it starts to like chase after the squirrel, right? But it was on a path, it was going a direction, and it got distracted because somebody yelled out squirrel. So like your motivation issue could be due to other people, or you're getting distracted too easily. You're getting taken off course. So be aware that this month you may have some squirrel moments. I had a lot of those last month, you guys. That would be why I didn't get the last 3 videos completed. So be aware that you also have to work on positive thoughts. All right, with Sag Mercury, that's being positive, optimistic. It also has to do with belief systems. Okay, because Sag Mercury changes their belief systems quite often because they evaluate it. All right, so what do I mean by that? It's like sometimes, due to nurture nature, whatever it is, we have to evaluate our belief systems because they're no longer serving us and they're holding us back or keeping us from moving forward. Okay, because the Eight of Wands is forward movement. Okay, it's like you pick a destination or a goal and then you shoot the arrow at it, right? But you're not going to hit your target unless you have an actual target to aim at. Okay, so with the belief system, sometimes, it's like the best example I can give is like if you have a basket of apples, okay? When I first started my channel 4 years ago, I gave this example. But you have a basket of apples. Some of them are going to be rotten, and if you use each apple as like a substitution for a belief, so every apple is a different belief system, okay, you need to go through that basket of apples and evaluate, look at each one, because some of them are rotten, and if you eat one of those rotten apples, you're going to get sick, right? So you got to go through the basket, you got to take out all the apples, remove the bad ones, and then you can put the good ones back in, and then you have room in the basket for good ones to come in. So just like, I'm trying to use it as a metaphor for your belief system. So some belief systems in your basket might be bad. So you got to take them out, look at them really good, evaluate them, and remove the ones that are no longer serving you, because they're going to make you sick, right? Because Saturn Mercury can change their belief systems, right? And that's due to knowledge and wisdom. Okay, like you got to evaluate, you got to gain knowledge. And in order to gain knowledge, you have to learn, right? Because you're not a teacher unless you're a student. The second you're not a student, you stop becoming a teacher. Okay, and the purpose in life is to grow and advance, and you can't grow and advance if you're stunted. Okay, so you need to work on positive thoughts as well, instead of negativity. And I'm feeling like right here, like pressure and tension. So like you could be worrying a lot, you're overthinking, and worrying is just praying to the devil. And whenever I say that, I always say that your prayers are heard and your fears are heard. And sometimes they can be hard to distinguish. Okay, so you'll get answers to both of them. All right, so you need to work on being positive, thinking positivity instead of what will go wrong. Think about what could go right. All right, taking chances is also Sag energy. It is taking chances when opportunities are given to you. It doesn't mean they're going to go right all the time. Some of them will go wrong, but when they go wrong, that's not bad. You got to stop looking at it as a negative thing. You learn, you grow, and you advance from those mistakes, right? That's how we learn. So you need some of those mistakes to happen, and you need to take chances and let things go wrong in order for you to advance, because they're going to give you knowledge. And it's going to be tools for you to use. You're going to gather knowledge and wisdom from that. Okay, it's a necessity. It's how transformation is going to happen, and you do need to grow new healthy habits here. So I feel like the limits you're putting on yourself, you could be too hard on yourself. Taking risks and chances is an issue for you. Somehow, perfection is not possible. Okay. You have the Five of Swords. Okay. That's what you need to know. With the Five of Swords, my interpretation of that is you're going to be victorious. Okay. Anybody who's doing shady, underhanded behavior will get caught. All right. Because that is an Aquarian energy. I think it's Mars or Venus in Aquarius. It's a humanitarian. Okay. So they're about what's best for the overall. Pardon me. And not for it's what's best for humanity. Okay, so what's best for the overall is what's going to be winning out. All right, I see it as people being caught and your prayers being answered. So again, your prayers are heard and your fears are heard. You just got to distinguish which one is which, right? So again, going back to the Eight of Wands, evaluating your belief systems or the information that you're receiving and hearing or getting in. Is it serving you or is it causing harm? Okay. With the Five of Swords, why it's victorious is because the people in the cards are unwilling to compromise. Okay, so there's harm being caused, and with the Aquarian energy, that's very much something that's not foreseen, right? Because Aquarians are the unexpected. So there's two placements from my research on oh, it's too many cards that fell out on astrology that are, everybody's got positive and negative in them. But there's two placements, Mars placements, that are placements that I wouldn't, if you know the people have, I would trust their opinions and I wouldn't mess with them. And that would be an Aquarius or a Capricorn, Aquarius or Capricorn Mars placement, because they know the rules, okay, and they're bounded. So they're like, even when they try to like, if they were coming from a negative aspect of that energy, even when they tried to underhanded do things underhanded, they wouldn't be able to, because they're ruled by the Saturn placement. They would be restricted, and they would be the ones that would get fault. But if you're if you know a person has those placements, those aren't really people that you want to mess with, because they follow the rules. Okay, so we have the other cards here. You have the Infant of Wands. I love this card, you guys. Some of you could get pregnant, fall pregnant. There could be a celebration of a child. Okay, your children coming home for the holidays can make you really happy. Or you, if you're a child yourself, it doesn't matter, you're 20, 30, 40, 50, going home to see your parents, that can make you really happy. Okay, and you have the Wheel of Fortune here. Okay, so you have changes occurring with Jupiter here, Sag energy, for the better. Okay, but you have to align. You have a yin yang energy here. Okay, so we all have darkness within us and we all have light within us. Okay, we have the capability to do harm and good. Right, there's good and bad in all of us. All right, we all have times where we're feeling up and then we're feeling down. Okay, you can't really have one without the other. All right, you got to align the two of them. So messages that you're receiving and you're getting in, try to align what people are saying and what they're doing. Okay, align the two of them, because people can talk a good game, but if they're doing something completely different, well, then that's how you're going to weed out what no longer serves you. Okay, so what you need to know is you're going to be victorious as long as you're following the rules. You're doing things by the book. You're not harming anybody intentionally. You're not stealing from anybody. Like your interests are for the greater good. You have nothing to be concerned about. You're going to be victorious. So anybody who's trying to cause you harm or whatever, they're going to be getting a piece of humble pie. All right, you have nothing to be concerned about. What you need to show, well, you got the I Am Me, the Infant of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So that's like having fun, new beginnings. All right, coming from innocence. Okay, because the infants are like the pages, and there's innocence behind them. If you think of a child, there's innocence behind them, right? They say how they feel. They're unapologetically themselves. They're curious. They ask questions. They don't feel ashamed. They don't feel bad if they don't know something. If they don't like something, they just say, I don't like that. They're not afraid to be who they are. They don't care what other people think, whether you're an adult or another kid. They're very forgiving as well, right? If their feelings are hurt, they will come straight out and see why their feelings are hurt. So there's something here that you like, of that sense that you got to take on, is what I'm getting. And then what you need to grow is, I am motivated. You have swiftness with the Eight of Wands, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune, is learning to accept the good with the bad, because without the bad, you'll have no good. All right, without sad, there's no happy. Okay, where you got to experience all of it. Comes along, like everything comes together eventually, but like you can't expect that everything's just going to be rainbows and butterflies and you're going to be happy all the time. Or if you're working towards a goal or an achievement, or it's not just going to come and be great and fantastic the whole time. There's going to be hiccups in the road. There's going to be failures. There's going to be concerns and worries. And if you were starting your own business, well, then, there's going to be blood, sweat, and tears put in it. It's going to be worthwhile in the end. Okay? Like, you got a pretty positive reading. My only concern is your thinking process. There's some things that need to change, and it takes time to change them. And training is what's happening. You got to train yourself a little bit here. You can't be concerned with the opinions of others. You are going to get a lot of opportunities coming at you, and it can be hard to distinguish which one you want. But there's going to have to be an ending to something here. If you're involved in a company, say you work, and there's a lot of people that backstab each other, then maybe that's not the company you need to work at. Okay, like maybe it's time that you go somewhere else. Maybe you've learned everything you can learn there. You've gained all the knowledge you can, and now it's time to move forward. Okay, there's some sort of prayer that's going to be answered here, though, which sounds weird, but it's true. You got a prayer that's going to be answered. Yeah, you got the Four of Wands, you guys. You have happy times coming your way, and accomplishments going to be made. But this will happen once you learn to be authentically yourself, and I was going to say love yourself, but it's not love yourself. It's like respect yourself. Whatever it is that you want or interests you, once you go after that, um, that's how you're going to get your achievement. If you're not authentically yourself, though, that's where you're going to run into hiccups. You can't be a people pleaser. You can't agree when you disagree. That's what the IME stands for. You can't agree with people if you actually disagree with them, because that's going to be seen. You can't be afraid to give them bad news. Um, like, like with the Infant of Wands here, that's like when they don't like something, they don't like it. They'll tell you, I don't like that. Okay? If they're mad at you, they'll tell you, I'm mad at you. They're a child, right? There's innocence to them. There's passion behind it, though, when they say it, right? But they're forgiving. They don't hold grudges. They're respectful, too. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like something, another person likes it, well, you just respect the fact that they like it and you dislike it. You move along. Okay? Like, you got a very positive reading here. There could be a trip that you could be taking. There's distance here. You got to wait for time to pass, though. And it's like you're a little impatient. Plans might not go with the way you want them to, but you need to learn to go with the flow. Not everything is going to be according to your plan, Virgos. And it's funny because I was just telling Aries about how Virgo needs to learn that. Because Aries needs to learn how to be more organized. They need to learn how to plan. And when I was telling him that, he was like, that's a Virgo thing. But Virgos need to learn that they can't plan everything. That sometimes that they have to go with the flow in order for opportunities to come towards them. And sometimes they have to learn a little risk or a chance. That they can't think everything through before they take that risk or the chance, because the opportunity will pass them. Right? Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith. All right? Uh, that's how you're going to learn your limits. Okay, and you're gonna learn that you're more capable than what you thought by taking chances and risks, by saying I love yous too. There's a lot of, with the Eight of Wands energy, that's a lot of sending messages out to your loved ones, your family members, inviting them over for dinner, saying I love you, having a good time, laughing, joking, watching the movie with them, game night with them, that kind of thing. You need some of that in your life, like not holding grudges. um, I feel like for some of you guys, there's a child here that's really going to make you happy, or some sort of reuniting, and it could be for the holiday season. But your prayers are heard, you guys. You're getting answers, and they're like, you got to listen to your intuition. You're spiritually being guided here. Somehow, in some way, you'll see the signs, symbols, and synchronicities, is what I'm getting. All right, guys. I know it's shorter, but hopefully it helped you out. Namaste. I will talk to you next month, and Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope it's a fantastic one. Okay, namaste. Ciao for now.